Hey, this is Sam here from KitchenGadgetsClub.com and the voice behind the popular podcast Magic with Gadgets. Today I've got another reader question and it's from Sue, and she lives in Ireland, and she would like to know what is the best way to reheat using your Ninja 15-in-1 leftover pork casserole. So what I've actually made is I've made a delicious pork, apple and cider casserole, and this is our leftovers. If you actually want this recipe, it is in our brand new cookbook that is available now to pre-order, which is called the Complete Multicooker Cookbook. Simply search Multicooker Sam and Dom on Amazon to find it, or I'll post the link below. Well, anyway, what I said to them at the photo shoot is, can I keep the leftovers from the shoot and then use it to Sue, because she'd literally just asked me when we were in the middle of the photo shoot, so I thought it was a good time to share with you a good use of them. And also because we end up with a lot of leftovers, because we can't eat everything that's there, a lot of it actually ends up in my freezer and in my friends' freezers to reheat as ready meals later anyway, so it's a very good topic to talk about today. So this is the leftovers. So what I want to do is I want to show you a couple of ways that what we would do with it, and then it can give you some ideas, both for Sue and for everyone else really, because we often get asked about how to reheat your leftovers. So this is just a great example. It would normally just be sat still in the cooking pot of the Ninja 15-in-1, but we had another recipe and another recipe going on after it, so it had to be moved. So naturally you would probably still have it in your machine. So shall we get out the machine and we'll pour some in, and I can give you some quick tips. So let's pour some in, shall we? And let's just add a bit more. I'm looking particularly to add in the juices from it. So that's how much is left in. And then wooden spoon out, give it a quick stir. And then as you can see, there's plenty of liquid at the bottom there. If you look at that liquid, you can see it. Let me just zoom in a little bit on that so you can see it properly. You can see that liquid there if you look. So the reason I'm focused so much on this liquid is because you need some liquid to bring it to pressure. So if you're using the pressure cooker as a way to reheat your leftover casserole, then you need this liquid here. So then all you would do is, if you're pressure cooking, 0-minute pressure cook time, because then it's the time to cook is the time it takes to go to pressure, and then you can warm it through. So let's pop the lid down. So you want to flick it all the way across to pressure cook. You want quick release, and you want high pressure, and you want 0 minutes. Basically 0 minutes means that it cooks until it builds up the pressure, and then press start. And then you'll see the preheating there, and it will make a noise before it automatically releases the pressure. Introducing you to the Complete Multicooker Cookbook, featuring all your favourite recipes, including chicken pie or risotto, soup, sponge pudding of course, and there is 125 delicious everyday recipes in here that you're just going to absolutely love. And then if you pop over to the back cover, you can see even more delicious recipes that are included, including our favourite Spanish potato casserole. We've got some nice vegetables going on. We've got lasagna in there. We've got granola and homemade yoghurt. And then of course the best one of them all, teaching you how to do pork with crackling, and we've got many tips and tricks for using the probes. And of course, remember, all our cookbooks come with both metric and imperial measurements, and this is going to be the first multi-cooker cookbook that's traditionally published, so we're really pleased that they've chosen us to do this with. It's going to be an absolute honour to bring it to you. So don't forget to head over to KitchenGadgetsClub.com/books and pre-order yourself a copy. And then that's what you can do there. But what about all the other stuff we've got left over? That's when a pie comes into action. Because the thing that you have to remember when it comes to meat is you can only reheat it once. So if you're actually reheating it right now in the pot, then that's it. That's you cooking it tonight and it's got to be gone. But let's say you've got more leftovers than you planned, like this, then what you can do is you can make it into pies. I'm not reheating the filling, so then the reheat will become when you get it out the freezer and reheat it as a pie. Or instead, what you can actually do is you can freeze the pie with the raw pastry on, defrost it and then cook it like that. Or you can just prepare it as a pie and then cook it using the air fryer basket of your Ninja Foodi. It's just totally up to you. So whilst that's on, let's make some quick pies. So I'm just moving it out the way so you can get a proper viewpoint of it. So use whatever you have available. I have these cute little pie dishes. I got them from a car boot last year. Not had a chance to use them much, so it's a great option here. And then that's one filled. Then let's do the other. And then we can see how much stuff we've got left and kind of fill the top of the other one at the same time, because we're just looking for 2 equal sized pies that we can just warm up like this. And then you have your 2 pies there, and then that's your 2 pies so far, and of course they just need pastry on them. So now we're going to roll out the pastry, and like I said, they can go in the freezer as it is, or you can put them in the air fryer. If I'd have left the food in the cooking pot, what you can also do is check out our Ninja Foodi game pie recipe, not necessarily for the game, but more for the pie method, because what you can also do is you can add some puff pastry over your pie filling whilst it's still sat in the cooking pot, and then you can do it for a larger pie. But ours has already come out, and then this is also good for if you just want to freeze the leftovers. You had a casserole, and it'd be nice in a month's time when you just fancy some pie that you can just grab it out the freezer. So I've got my puff pastry out ready, and now I can get everything else out. So I've just got a ready roll. What's brilliant about this is you don't need to flour your worktop, and you don't need to clean up very much after your pastry, because you can use the baking paper, parchment paper, as your roller. So you can use this as your layer, and then you can completely cover the pie if you prefer, or you can do shapes instead. So in another recipe in the Multicooker Cookbook, we have got using these cutters to make a heart-shaped pie. So you can do the exact same thing here. So you can just use your heart cutter and make as many or as few as you want, depending on what style you want. You can also just put some pastry over. It's totally up to you. It just makes it a bit more fun. So for example, how you would do it on your pie. And if you're worried that your pie might be a bit too dry, depending on what liquid you've got left in yours, we've still got a bit of cider in the bottom of this because it was a cider casserole. What you can do is you can add a little bit of butter to it. You can add a little bit of wine, a little bit more cider, if that's the kind of thing you're doing, and that's what ours looks like. So same again for the second one. And if you think this is all in the time that it's taking your other bit of pie to warm up, that you're just kind of making yourself some leftovers for the freezer. It's all about using your time wisely. Let's get this last few ones on this one. We've still got a bit of pastry left as well. It's amazing how far one piece of puff pastry will go, and then let's just get that in a bit. Look at that, that is one. That is the second one, and these are brilliant for a simple way to reheat your leftovers. So we've finished releasing the pressure, so should we get that lid up? So first of all, you need to move your slider all the way across, because otherwise it won't open. Turn it off, and then let's pop the lid up and have a look, shall we? There'll be a lot of steam, I'll warn you about that now. So let's wait for the steam to go, and then I can show you what it looks like now it's been reheated. And now I get to show you just what the casserole is like, reheated using pressure cook on 0 minutes in the Ninja. So now you've got a lovely creamy bit of casserole left over there, and it's just perfect for serving up, and a quick way of doing so. When the Instant Pot first became popular, which was more about the pressure cooker button, everybody was using the 0-minute cook time as a way to reheat frozen meals that they've made and all sorts of other things. Another option, if you don't want to pressure cook, is an hour on slow cook. Will also start warming up your food for you. It might need an hour and a half, but overall somewhere around there. And then it's time to get a ladle out and dish some up. Oh wow, check that up. Hugging a bowl, hey? Absolutely delicious pork casserole, warmed up, using the Ninja Foodi 15-in-1. I say 15-in-1 because the reader that asked about that had this one. I could do the same in the 9-in-1, the 6-in-1, and any of them in between. I could do the same in an Instant Pot as well that's got a pressure cooker button. And it's just delicious for a quick way to warm up your leftovers. So we're just going to have a quick tidy down, and then I can show you how to transform these pies that we made earlier and how to warm them up using the air fryer. So we've given it a clean out, and now we want to show you how to do the pie method. So add in your air fryer basket to your Ninja Foodi, which is this one here in case you don't know which one the air fryer one is. And then I've added in one of the pies in, and then I've mixed some eggs. So I've got some egg wash. So let's start by egg washing the pie. And then you're doing this so that you can have a bit of colour on top of your pie. It'll rise well anyway because it's using puff pastry. And then once you're ready, time to get the lid down and let's get cooking this pie. So now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go all the way across the air fry, 180 Celsius, 360 Fahrenheit, and a cooking time of 15 minutes, and then press start. And we've beeped. So, should we check on these pies and see how they're doing? Do you think they're going to be nice and golden? So, lid up, moment of truth. Oh yes, look at that. That pie looks absolutely fantastic. I can't believe how good and golden it looks. And these heart-shaped cutters are very much my new thing that I can't stop doing at the moment. It started off with Sophia cutting hearts out of the bread for me when she was doing me grilled cheese for Mother's Day, and since then it's been my thing, and I've been doing it for about the last year now. But look at that pie, doesn't that look fantastic? Let's zoom in on it, shall we, and have a proper look. Oh yes, look at that. And just think, looking at that pie there, you can do this with any of your leftovers. Just get some puff pastry out, get your cookie cutters out, and just load it up, and it's brilliant. And the 15-in-1 is brilliant for reheating pies in many different ways. For example, you can do the pressure cook method. So that's a 0-minute pressure cook time, and then you have a lovely warm one like we have here. You can also make your pie ahead of time, and then you can wrap it in some foil and freeze it. Don't forget to label it up if you're doing that. You can cook your pie like we've just done now. And if you prefer the slow cooker method, an hour to an hour and a half on high in your slow cooker, and it will soon warm up. You can also, if it's casserole, make some dumplings and then put the dumplings on from the start, an hour and a half in the slow cooker, and you've got a casserole with dumplings. You can also put your puff pastry on directly in the main cooking pot rather than doing it like this in the air fryer. There's just so many options. So just think, that's not just for our pork, apple and cider casserole. It would work with many other greats. And don't forget to order yourself a copy of the Multi-Cooker Cookbook. Thanks so much for watching our YouTube video. It feels so amazing that you've stuck around to the end. And of course, that must mean that you like our videos. So why not also follow us on social media? You can find us at the Kitchen Gadgets Club on Facebook, And on Pinterest, TikTok, we're Kitchen Gadgets Club. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more great videos like this one. And you can also find us at KitchenGadgetsClub.com, where we have a membership that shares brand new kitchen gadget recipes every week. And we also have lots of great ideas, resources, tips and tricks. And we are an ovenless kitchen, so we teach you exclusively how to cook with kitchen gadgets. And a ciao for now.